gonna play a game with you.
Okay.
I need you to give me off the top of your head, quickly as you can, one of the races from your LARP world.
Dryads.
Okay, a class.
A rogue.
I need a spell.
I'm sorry, a spell?
Mm-hmm.
Pin.
I need a problem, an RP political problem.
Someone stole my muffin. Yep. First thing that came to mind, right?
Awesome.
You doing like an ad-libs thing?
Mad Libs? No, it's going to be... No, those are your suggestions.
Oh, gotcha.
That's your... you created your own suggestions.
Oh, goodness.
So, here's the situation. I need you to give me a sample in-between game action that involves a dryad, a rogue, the spell pin, and a stolen muffin. So I'm going to give you the submission.
Dryad, rogue, what are we saying?
The spell pin and a stolen muffin. And my in-between game action submission is that, obviously no spoilers for the plot that you are currently working on, but same story world. I'm going to head to Solus and learn how to fish.
That's what you want to do.
That's my IBGA.
Okay. Tell me more about your character.
Oh, I am a hobbling craftsman.
Okay.
I
What do you craft? What's your thing?
make nets, but I've never been to the ocean and I've never fished, and
Gotcha.
I want to go use my nets that I sell to other people, and so I'm going to go to the island of Solus, right?
Sure.
I'm still new enough to the game that I still have to check these things. I'm going to go fishing on a boat for the first time, and I've saved up a ton of money to go on this trip.
Okay, the first thing that comes to mind is your character's name is Furbo Jenkins. It's a solid hobbling name, right?
Yes.
Furbo Jenkins grew up in the area of Terrace and never was able to get to the Gold Coast because there's massive cliffs in the Gold Coast, and sometimes hobblings might be afraid of heights. Just hearing the name the Golden Cliffs makes you go, maybe not. But you've always wanted to see the ocean. Well, sitting in the land of Malador's outposts, you figure, you know what? Now is the time. I am going to go to the ocean. It's going to be amazing. The cool, brisk air and the salty smells of the ocean. You can just imagine it right now. But the best way to get there from Malador's outpost would be the Great Blackwater. Of course, everyone knows you have to travel by boat through the Great Blackwater. And you hire yourself a boat, and, well, everything was going smoothly. Until that one dryad. Terrible creature. The dryad was cloaked in kelp. Looks like it came from the water itself. It stumbled on board, and people were kind of taken aback by it. You see, dryads just recently woke up. People didn't really know much about dryads. Over the last 2 years, they've just been popping up like weeds. No pun intended. And certainly this kelp dryad, the sailors had no idea what to expect of this creature. Just popped on board. And the very first thing it does, believe it or not, much to Furbo Jenkins' dismay, is grab a muffin and dive straight in. Now the captain, a muffin connoisseur, mind you, was furious. And you figure, you know what, Furbo Jenkins is on the case, and you dive in after the kelp dryad. Now, it's kind of interesting how dryads work is they take on the aspects of the vegetation around them, hence the kelp dryad, or you might see vine dryads or thorn dryads, mushroom dryads, that sort of a thing. Well, this one was made for the ocean, made for the waters, and it could easily navigate through the currents that we're going through. Poor Furbo Jenkins knew how to swim pretty well. I mean, Furbo Jenkins knows how to do a lot of things with the water, but didn't quite have the aptitude to navigate the currents that this dryad did. So what better way to get this dryad than by casting a pin spell? As you're swimming through, you pull out your book, you scrumble through the pages, you find the pin scroll, you read it, you cast it, and like magical vines coming out of your fingertips, it wraps around the dryad and pulls it just like a fish with your hook and sinker. The dryad is simply hungry, and it looks at you like, I wanted this food. Why are you doing this to me? You look up to it and say, I'm sorry, dryad, but I need that for the captain. You grab it from its hands and you swim up to the surface. Dryad just swims away. You bring this mushy piece of nothing to the captain and say, there you are, sir. This adventure was done by none other than Furbo Jenkins. And the captain says, what am I going to do with this soggy bread? That would be an IBG. Poor Furbo Jenkins.
Poor guy.
Yeah.
Oh. And then you get that back from the plot team, and the next game you show up, and
Like,
Furbo Jenkins is like, you did what with an egg and a hatching of a baby, and I got a soggy muffin,
but the
man.
thing is that we would take that story, and perhaps somewhere in the future, these kelp dryads come to shore. Something inside the Great Blackwater pushes them out. That one character, Furbo Jenkins,
Knows they like
could sit
muffins.
back and say, this person likes muffins. Maybe we can use that as a bartering tool. And of course, we would know as a plot team that Furbo Jenkins saw one, had the muffin. They might even see that exact same dryad and say, hey, I got a muffin. And that dryad would be like, oh, you remembered. Like there's so many ways to interact with that little blurb of an IBGA.
I love it. Thank you so much, Paul,
Of
for
course.
letting me interview you today.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.